Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something foundational, something you see the effects of every single shift as an ER nurse at a level 1 trauma center.
We're talking about kinetic energy in trauma, that invisible force.
Exactly. Invisible, but, well, incredibly brutal. Our goal here, our mission for this deep dive, is to give you a kind of shortcut.
Yeah, like a way to instantly connect the dots.
Right. Turning you into a bit of a trauma detective so you're not just informed, you're actually ready the second that patient rolls through your doors.
Ready before they even hit the bay.
You know the drill, that EMS radio crackles, that familiar sound.
Mm.
And the report comes in, bringing you a trauma from a high-speed MVC. Motor vehicle collision, single vehicle versus tree, significant front-end damage.
And right there, even before vitals.
Exactly. Before they even give you a blood pressure, a picture should be starting to form in your head. This isn't just about injuries you can see. It's physics playing out, brutal
So
physics.
forgiving, yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack that. This unseen force we mentioned, what is it really? What dictates so much of what we see, and maybe even more importantly, what we don't see right away in trauma?
Well, at its heart, we're dealing with kinetic energy. You have to think of it as this invisible giant in the room, or maybe in the ambulance bay.
Yeah.
You absolutely have to respect it.
Okay.
And fundamentally, the amount of that destructive energy comes down to two big things. Mass, how heavy things are, and speed.
Mass and speed.
Right. And while, the weight of the car, the truck, whatever it is, definitely matters.
Yeah.
What you need to anticipate, speed is, it's a game changer.
Speed is the bigger factor.
It's the most critical factor, yeah.
Yeah.
Because here's the really fascinating and frankly kind of alarming part. The energy involved, it goes up exponentially with speed.
Exponentially. Okay, what does that actually mean in, practical terms?
It means if you double the speed, say, from 30 miles per hour to 60 miles per hour, the destructive energy involved doesn't just double.
More than doubles.
It quadruples.
Yeah.
4 times the energy.
Wow. Okay, quadruples.
Yeah. So even what seems like a small increase in speed can lead to dramatically worse injuries. All that extra energy has to go somewhere.
So that phrase in the EMS report, high speed, that's not just a description.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's a major red flag.
It's a huge red flag. It should immediately send your index of suspicion, through the roof. It's basically telling you, expect a massive energy transfer.
That massive energy that had to be absorbed somehow.
Precisely. And it doesn't just disappear. It gets absorbed, transferred, often with, devastating results for the person inside.
Okay, so here's where, for me, it gets really, really interesting. Once you have all that energy involved, the actual damage to the patient happens in this kind of sequence, right? A 3-part sequence.
That's exactly right. It's like this incredibly fast, brutal chain reaction. 3 distinct collisions happen in milliseconds.
Okay, walk us through them. What's the first one?
So the first collision is the obvious one, the vehicle collision. That's the car hitting the tree or the other car, whatever the external object is.
Right, the significant front-end damage part of the report.
Exactly. That description tells you a huge amount of energy was involved and absorbed by the vehicle itself. Now, modern cars are designed to crumple, right? To absorb that kinetic energy.
To protect the occupants, yeah.
Yes, but even with the best crumple zones and airbags, a significant chunk of that energy still gets transferred. The more damage to the car, the more energy was there initially, and the higher the chance that a dangerous amount got through to the patient.
Okay, so that's collision 1. Car versus object. What's next?
Collision 2 is the body collision. This is where the person inside the car hits something inside the car.
Ah, okay. So the patient hitting the dashboard
Or the steering wheel, the windshield, the door panel, the headrest. And the critical thing here is you might not see much external evidence of this impact right away. Well, someone could slam their chest hard into the steering wheel, causing, say, a cardiac contusion or fractured ribs. But maybe they only have a faint bruise on their chest initially.
Yeah.
Or they hit their head on the windshield.
the bullseye crack.
Yeah, that classic spiderweb or bullseye crack.
Yeah.
That tells you a head hit the glass with force, but maybe there's no obvious cut or bleeding yet. It could be deceptively quiet on the surface.
Deceptive. Okay. That's collision 2. And then you mentioned a third one, the insidious one.
Yes, the third one, the organ collision. And this, honestly, is often the most dangerous because it's completely hidden.
Inside the body.
Entirely inside. See, even after the car has stopped, collision 1, and the person's body has hit the inside of the car, collision 2, their internal organs are still moving. They have inertia.
Right, they were going at the original speed, too.
Exactly. So those organs keep moving forward until they slam into the inside surfaces of the body cavity. Think about the brain sloshing inside the skull.
Coup, contra coup.
That's the classic example. Damage at the impact site and on the opposite side as it rebounds. Or think about the heart and the aorta. They're somewhat tethered but also have some give. In a sudden stop, they can swing, stretch,
And tear.
and tear away from their attachments. Aortic tears are catastrophic. Same goes for solid organs, the liver, the spleen, the kidneys. They can be literally torn, avulsed from their blood supply or ligaments.
Wow.
These organs just aren't built for that kind of impact. And then to make it even
There's
worse,
more.
yeah, think about the bones. Collision 2, the body hitting the car interior can break ribs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have jagged, broken bone edges inside the body cavity, right next to those delicate organs. So a sharp rib fragment can easily lacerate the liver or spleen, or puncture a lung, causing a pneumothorax. It becomes this internal cascade of injury.
Okay. That paints a really clear and frankly scary picture. So,
Right.
bringing it back to the ER nurse listening, what does all this mean for you when that alert goes off? How do you use this?
It means you become that detective before the patient arrives. That mechanism of injury, the MOI, it's like your crystal ball. It tells you where the energy likely went and what injuries to suspect.
Giving you a head start.
A massive head start. Let's take some concrete examples from EMS reports. They say, bullseye on the windshield.
Okay, head injury.
Immediately. You're thinking potential TBI, maybe a C-spine injury, so you're making sure a C-collar is ready, maybe alerting neurosurgery or getting the CT scanner primed, anticipating the need for close neurochecks. It's high priority.
Makes sense. What about like a bent steering wheel?
Bent steering wheel. That screams chest trauma.
Right. Not just bruises.
No. You're thinking serious possibilities.
Mm.
Cardiac contusion, a bruised heart muscle, a pneumothorax, maybe even a tension pneumothorax, rib fractures, obviously.
Mm.
And the big one, aortic injury or tear. That's often lethal if not caught instantly.
So you're preparing for chest tubes, maybe needing blood products quickly.
Absolutely. Chest tube tray at the bedside, maybe initiating the massive transfusion protocol just in case, thinking about whether this patient might need the OR immediately.
Okay. Another one, intrusion, like the side of the car is crushed inwards.
Yeah, say intrusion into the driver's side, down where the knees would be.
Lower body then.
Definitely lower extremity, but also think pelvis. You should be anticipating hip dislocations or fractures, femur fractures, knee injuries, and crucially, hidden bleeding.
Hidden bleeding from those fracture.
Yes, a femur fracture, just one, can easily bleed a liter, maybe even a liter and a half of blood into the thigh compartment. A pelvic fracture, even more. And you won't see that blood on the floor. It's all internal.
So that patient might look okay initially, but they're losing a lot of blood.
Precisely. It's really amazing how much you can get ready, have the right equipment within arm's reach, just from those few details in the initial report you're anticipating based on physics.
That really is the superpower here, isn't it? It's not just treating what you see when they roll in.
Not at all.
It's about actively hunting for the injuries you can't see, based on the story the MOI tells you. Being proactive, not just reactive.
That proactive, anticipatory mindset, that's honestly what defines great trauma care. It's why we have trauma protocols, why level 1 centers drill this stuff. You have to think steps ahead.
Because of that energy transfer.
Yes. That massive energy transfer we talked about. It doesn't just crush things. It creates shearing forces,
Yeah.
like we discussed with the aorta, literally tearing tissues apart.
Yeah.
And it creates immense compression forces, squashing organs, potentially rupturing the diaphragm, the spleen, the bowel. You look for patterns based on the MOI.
Patterns.
Yeah, like if the MOI suggests high energy to multiple body areas, head, chest, abdomen, extremities, you start thinking about the potential for widespread severe injury, even if the initial vital signs seem okay.
Which brings up something really critical and honestly pretty dangerous that I think we've all seen.
I think I know where you're going. The stable vitals myth.
Exactly. The idea that if the pre-hospital report says the vitals are stable, the patient is, basically fine.
That is probably one of the single most dangerous assumptions you can make in trauma. Full stop.
Why is it so dangerous?
Because the body is incredible at compensating, right? In the early stages of shock, especially in younger, healthier people, the body can clamp down blood vessels, increase the heart rate, shunt blood away from the skin and gut, all to maintain blood pressure to the vital organs.
So they look stable.
They can look remarkably stable, normal pulse, blood pressure, while they are actively bleeding out internally. They are quite literally a time bomb.
A time bomb of internal bleeding. That's a powerful image.
It's accurate, though, because that compensation can only last so long. Eventually, the body just can't keep up, and when they crash hard and fast.
The decompensation.
Yes. And your job is to find and fix the problem before that happens.
Right.
You can't rely on those initial vitals alone. One wrong move, maybe moving them too roughly, dislodges a clot you couldn't see on a bleed site you didn't know about.
And suddenly they're circling the drain.
Exactly. That's why the full rapid trauma assessment, the primary and secondary survey, is absolutely non-negotiable for every trauma patient with a significant MOI, regardless of initial vitals. Don't be fooled.
Which really just hammers home that core mantra, doesn't it? The one we live by in the trauma bay.
Assume the worst until proven otherwise.
Assume the worst until it's ruled out. Every single time. No exceptions when that kind of kinetic energy is involved.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, so let's just quickly pull together the main takeaways from this deep dive. First, remember speed. It's not just a factor, it's really the ultimate decider of how bad things can get.
Because energy increases exponentially with speed, it has to go somewhere.
Right. Second, the car damage. That's a direct clue about the energy transfer to your patient. More damage usually means more energy transfer.
Look at the car. Think about the patient.
Third, always visualize those 3 collisions. Car hits object, body hits car interior.
And then the crucial one. Organs hit the inside of the body cavity, that hidden third collision.
Yeah. And finally, use every scrap of information from that EMS report, that MOI, to hunt. Hunt for injuries, especially head, chest, abdomen, pelvis. Be ready before they arrive.
Have your gear, your team, your plan ready to go based on that prediction.
Because, and this is the bottom line, right? You absolutely cannot treat something if you don't know it's there. Don't forget what might be hidden.
Exactly. In trauma, it truly is that unseen force, the kinetic energy. That's often the biggest, most dangerous hidden threat. Your power lies in anticipating its effects. And that anticipation starts the second you hear that alert go off overhead.
So, something to think about.
Yeah, here's a final thought for you to take away. How does really internalizing this physics change how you'll listen to that next EMS report? Especially for the patient who sounds stable or only has minor visible injuries. What other questions does this raise for you about anticipating the unseen impact of kinetic energy?
Great questions to ponder. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the physics that governs so much of what you do. Keep exploring, keep learning,
and keep anticipating.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.